Queen Brenda here. What is comfort eating or feeding in hospice? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. A way to provide comfort and enjoyment through food and drink rather than sustain life. This is beautiful, but it can also be more challenging than it sounds. The difficulty lies in the emotional connection that we have to food. Feeding those we love has always been a way to nurture and show care. If you're a family member or a caregiver watching the hospice patient eat less and become weaker, it makes sense to try to get them to eat and drink more. This comes from that place of love and care and being a good advocate. The reality is the body is smart and it knows how to lead itself toward the natural dying process. What this means is people naturally will eat and drink less as their body prepares to die. When a hospice patient begins to eat less, it can feel like a loss or even a rejection. However, understanding that food is no longer about sustaining life, but about comfort and connection can help shift the focus. This doesn't mean they won't enjoy food or fluid or stop eating altogether until the active dying process. Food and feeding people is a form of love. For me, this is especially true, so I feel that uncomfortable space when families and caregivers are struggling with the hospice patient just not eating enough. When the body is slowing toward the end of its life, food can still be a form of love and nurturing, but it will be different. This is the time in life to let go of the things we should or shouldn't eat and drink. Nutrition as we know it no longer is serving the body. In fact, it can cause discomfort. I get asked all the time about protein drinks, and my response is always the same. If a protein drinks are the favorite thing they love and that they really get a lot of enjoyment, then of course, that's great. It's also okay that offering a protein drink may be more for the family than the hospice patient. I've had the privilege of witnessing many families come to that realization that their loved one is eating not out of hunger, but out of an act of love and respect for those caring for them. This profound moment helps families understand that as the body naturally slows down, nourishment shifts from food to presence and comfort and connection. It's a reminder that true care goes beyond meals. It's about being there, offering love and honoring their journey with dignity and understanding. Let's face it, it's a hard realization to face, and it does mean your loved one is getting closer to death. Letting go of the idea of eating equals care can be difficult, but reframing it as presence is nourishment allows families to focus on what truly matters. Instead of insisting on full meals, try small gestures like offering a favorite taste, a sip of something soothing, the smell of food in the home, or simply sitting together can become meaningful ways to show love and presence. Keep in mind, the appetite can change day to day and even moment to moment toward the end of life. Our job as family members and caregivers is to offer and provide whatever strikes their fancy, but realize by the time you bring it to them, the moment may have passed and they just aren't up to it. This is really normal and can be expected. Try not to take it personally, but realize they're honoring what their body knows it needs and doesn't need. As people decline, they may need to be fed. Here it is especially important to recognize any signs of disinterest in food and honor that. Try to resist the temptation to get just a little more in. It may be hard for us, but it feels worse for the hospice patient to have to take in food or fluid that they just don't want. The last thing to consider is that this change in eating can go on for months until the person dies. It's not just weeks or even days. You can click the link below to get a copy of our booklet, The Hospice Care Plan. And this book is helping families and caregivers safely and effectively care for the hospice patient at the bedside.